Permanent Secretary as he comes through.
I was just saying to the Master of Ceremony, Madam Vice President, that I'm speechless. Because before me is my Vice President, who was my mentor in the union. My minister was my lecturer in the university. So how else can I have what to say? Allow me, the Vice President, to ride on the protocols that were established by our able Director of Events and not appear to skip any other member, but like you did, honor the various teachers and educators here in present. In listening to you, you've guided and appreciated that AFRA is an important body. But not only have you spoken about it being important, because it does regulate the teacher conduct. And you're speaking to teacher conduct, we do notice as participants and delegates that you're saying we do need to look after these teachers insofar as they should be able to perform. Because if we do not look after them well, they will pass on their frustration to the client, who in turn will be a bad citizen. We have taken note that you've encouraged us in addressing this meeting that we need to be conscious of the many matters that influence our performance. And therefore, I do realize as a participant as well as a delegate that it is our duty during these deliberations to examine the many issues and facets that affect teacher delivery, teacher welfare, and indeed us being current in what we do. In a way, you have alluded to the issue of curriculum change being alive, and we also recognize that you yourself as a country have a curriculum that is undergoing change, and we believe in a way we'll be responding to what you desire to see. But also for Africa as a continent, I think we realize that we can not only want and desire a teacher who can deliver quality, but we need to create an environment that is supportive of that quality. Therefore, we hear you as you encourage the continent to be innovative, ingenious, creative, and remember that this education is about the Africa we want. And so we can only appreciate you and promise you that on our part as participants and delegates, we will engage, we will interface, and probably to obey the minister's way, do brain share, so that when it's all said and done, we'll go back to our countries and say we learned something from Zambia, and AFTRA will become not just a common home song, but the rest of Africa will join in. I would have loved to say much more, but this was not my occasion. It was but to listen to that heartwarming and encouragement words to our various stakeholders, our unions, indeed the managers in education, the various educators and ministers, that it is our duty to produce an education system that addresses our concerns. With this, Madam, I can only say it was my pleasure and privilege to move a vote of thanks. We thank you for representing the President and for speaking to us in such a fashion. I submit.
Thank you very much. That was a vote of thanks delivered by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. Joel Kamoko. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading towards the end of our program, but of course, this means that from one end we're going to yet another beginning, which is the various deliberations that make the conversations of this particular conference. We will have a photo shoot after we sing the national anthem. Various delegates will be invited to join this photo session. May I just go through the list? We'll have Her Honor the Vice President and the ministers that are present, the ministers of education representing different countries, after which we'll have the cabinet ministers as well joining the